can you just specify your name and whether you're just like a resident or do you work here? Or...
Yeah. Hey, my name is Breffney, and I work here at Brick Street Bakery.
Perfect. Okay, so we're just gonna ask you a couple questions. Are there any areas within the distillery district or like waterfront area that you find particularly challenging or inconvenient to like navigate on foot?
Oh, that's a great question. I think overall it is a pretty convenient area if I think about the access to the streetcars. If I think about accessibility in general, I think cobblestone streets are maybe a little difficult to navigate if you have some kind of mobility device or a stroller. But overall, I find the distillery and the waterfront fairly accessible from my standpoint as an able-bodied person.
And are there any like particular areas that you would find like challenging or inconvenient? Like when you're kind of like comparing, I guess, kind of a pedestrian perspective and then in comparison with, I guess, driving a car or a different vehicle?
I can't imagine what it would be like to drive a vehicle down here. I wouldn't want to do it, not to save my life. I believe, I know there's a lot of construction, which is always kind of inconvenient, and then there's the parking situation. It's kind of an area, especially the distillery, kind of always under construction because of a lot of the building that's going up. So I don't actually drive, but it sounds like a nightmare to be someone who is driving in. I would much rather be someone on foot or someone taking the public transportation, because that's, you get in, get out. But if you get trapped on, one of the streets here, I feel like it, especially if I think about the waterfront and Front Street, that sounds like a lot.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for your time.
You're so welcome.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Okay, so can you just talk about, like, explain if you're a visitor, worker, or kind of...
I'm a visitor. I'm actually at a conference downtown in the Sheridan Center.
And sorry, what's your name?
Neil. My name is Neil.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And
I just got a break from some of the conference panels that I was supposed to be attending. So I took a walk down to the distillery district.
So what is your view or your opinion about kind of like the walkability of like this distillery district and waterfront area in comparison kind of to like the vehicle kind of walk?
Well, I like the fact that it's a pedestrian mall, right, and that there are no vehicles here. And it's not very big, but it's a kind of enclosed space where you feel really free to walk around. And I like the fact that they did a lot of work with renovating the buildings and keeping them alive and having other kinds of businesses in here. And I love the galleries. I've just spent a couple of visits to some of the galleries, and I think it's a great place to be.
Tell me your name and whether you're like a resident, a visitor, or worker here.
My name is Wing. I live just 2 blocks down the road on the waterfront in an old condo at Harbour Square. So I've been living here for almost 14 years.
Wow. Do you normally travel by car or by foot or like by transit?
Depending on where you're going. Usually I got a car. When I go uptown, I travel by car. But if I am just visiting restaurant in the downtown area, I can take my shuttle bus provided by the condos, or I can take the TTC or the streetcar. So it's very convenient.
Perfect. So in your opinion, do you think this area is more like, is it easier in terms of pedestrian, like walkability, or is it easier in terms of like vehicles and like driving?
I think this is a very pedestrian-friendly district. I can walk. I usually take 1 hour's walk every day, just along the boardwalk area. So you feel very safe, and there's no really other transport, like the bikes.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of the cyclists are not obeying the rules, but that are the only nuisance. Otherwise, we are all good.
Okay, perfect. And do you think there's anywhere in like the distillery district, waterfront area that's more like particularly challenging or inconvenient to go by like car or vehicles?
Oh, distillery district is a more hippie area. It's not for the seniors like us, so I seldom go there. But I think the parking is one of the issues there. Okay. Other than that, it is still I would say that parking is not that bad, but it's still a challenge there.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Not at all.
Thank you. Have a nice day.